All right, you guys, this morning what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about ignition timing. The first thing we'll do is we will show you how to set base or initial timing. The engine we're looking at is a distributor type system, so it's old school, but what I want to do is I want to be able to show you on an engine that has a distributor how we used to set base timing, how we used to deal with what's called vacuum advance, which is this can right here, mechanical advance, which is underneath here, it's so on. I'm going to do a number of things, like I'm going to show you how to change it. I'm going to show you how the vehicle runs when the timing is right, how the engine runs when the timing is too far advanced, too far retarded, etc., etc. So the first thing we're going to do is make the engine run, put the timing light on, and then set initial timing. So let me pause it here. So what I'm going to do is hook up the timing light. And here's our timing light. This is a nice digital Snap-on. Blue Point's a division of Snap-on timing light. I've got to hook this guy up like this. I've got these two, this red and black alligator lead that I'm going to hook to positive and negative on the battery. And I'll show you with the camera in just un momento. So there's positive, there's negative, and the timing light should be going there. So there's positive and negative on the battery, and the timing light is lit up and it's going. So now I'm going to take the inductive lead that's going to clip over number one spark plug wire, and on Chevrolets, number one is driver side front. And then the last lead is this guy here, and this has to go to the negative side of the coil. On a GM HEI, you have this little doghouse and it says TAC and BAT. BAT's for battery, TAC is the negative side. So we have a wire that we use for this on GM HEIs in particular. And again, what I'm doing is very old school, and I know that, but it's a decent way to teach you about ignition timing. So I have to plug this guy onto the spade connector here, and I'm not getting it on up in there. Let me see if I can get it in there. There, I got it connected. And so now what I'm going to do is set the camera here for just a second, and I'm going to connect these two, and I'll show you what I have. So what I have now is I have the negative side of the coil on there. Let me turn the camera around so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I've got is I have number one wire, the inductive clamp over number one wire. I have this going up to this. See how it says TAC here? And I got the negative side, and I am talking to you guys. Okay, so the negative side's connected. As long as that doesn't touch ground, it'll be fine. Obviously, I don't want any of these leads to be on the exhaust manifold or any of these leads to be tangled up with the harmonic balancer. So I'm going to take the timing light. I'm going to pause for just a second. Okay, so a little bit about the timing light. So this digital timing light shows the battery voltage on the screen at 12.9 volts. This is a stroboscope. So on this end of it, it's going to have a light flashing, and that light's going to flash once every time a spark is sensed through the spark plug wire by the inductive lead. So every time number one fires, the timing light, the stroboscope light on the timing light flashes. And then what we're going to do is up here on the front, here's the timing tab. That deep groove is 0, and each little mark to the left is 2 degrees advanced. See if I can get it so you can see it without the glare. Sorry. There you go. So you can see 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's going to be a white mark on the harmonic balancer. You can see it right there. That white mark's going to come around. So every time we get a signal from the spark plug wire to that inductive lead, the light will flash, and we'll see where that mark is lined up to on this timing tab. So hopefully that makes sense. That's how we're going to look at ignition timing. Nothing else on the screen controls will work until the engine's running, and then we'll be able to see what's going on. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to start the engine, and I'm going to take this timing light, and we're going to look for this up here. We're going to look and see where that line appears. So we're going to do it at idle first. So let's go ahead and start it. a white line. Okay, so what happened is the timing light was showing the mark. The timing light was showing the mark, but the way the camera records it, you couldn't see it real well. So what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to unplug the vacuum advance. And normally we plug it with a golf tee. I'm just going to unplug it for now. And now the timing is going to be retarded. It's going to be probably, should be right up at 10 degrees if it's, should be right there on the 10-degree mark if it's done right. We have to disconnect the vacuum advance so it's not retarding the timing. The engine RPM is low enough that the mechanical advance in that distributor is not advancing the timing. So I'm going to start the engine. Here we go. See that it's right about 12 degrees. It was lined up right around there with the 12. Could you guys see that? Okay, so that's about 12 degrees initial. This engine's supposed to be timed at 10 degrees, but right now it's at 12, which is fine. So what I think I'll do first is I'm going to show you how we change the timing and what the engine sounds like when you change the timing. Can we all hear that without the vacuum advance, the timing is retarded significantly? And you can hear the engine running slower, kind of luggy, etc. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll pause for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to come back here on the distributor, and you can see the distributor hold down bolt. I'm going to loosen that with my combination wrench. You guys see that? Can you see it? Now I can move the distributor housing like this. I'm going to start the engine, and we're going to watch the timing move as I rotate the distributor. So this distributor rotor spins clockwise. So rotating this counterclockwise advances the timing. Rotating it clockwise retards the timing. Let's start it. So I adjust it to 10 degrees. Listen to the engine when I retard the timing. Here we go. What I had done was I had retarded the timing way back by 0, even further. The engine was kind of sluggish, idling slow. Then I cranked the distributor clockwise, and I got the timing cranked up way up there. And listen to it throttle and so on when it's advanced. By the way, it might kind of go wah. It doesn't want to start well when its timing's advanced. I think you can all agree that the timing is crisper, or the engine's running crisper when the timing's advanced. If I go real far advanced, watch what happens. I'll crank it up really far. It may not want to start so well. Let's see what it does. It still started okay. Let me go even further. So you hear that? Let me go back a little bit more and see if I can get it to start. So it doesn't like starting way over there, does it? So when I have the ignition timing cranked way up, it doesn't like it at all. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start the engine. I'm going to get it back to 10 degrees, which is base setting, and then we'll talk to you about timing advance. the way I did is because I know where the position of the distributor is supposed to be. That's how I know. And so I got it within 2 degrees. So I'm tightening up the distributor. So the base timing is right around 10 degrees.
Okay.
Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to start the engine and I'm going to plug in the vacuum advance. And you're going to see the timing move over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to push the timing advance button and change when the light occurs. And we're going to walk it back to 0. And so what you're going to see on the screen here is that 10 degrees of initial plus however many vacuum advance degrees we have. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. Watch it. So what I did was I dialed in advance until the light moved the mark back to 0. It says 31 degrees. By the way, in reality, my base timing wasn't 10, it was about 12. So 31 minus 12 is 19 degrees, right? That means this vacuum advance over here is advancing the timing 19 degrees. Now the question is, when does the vacuum advance do that? When we're cruising down the road. That's my gas mileage on old school cars. That vacuum advance is giving me timing advance. Now what we're going to do is we'll leave the, actually what we'll do this time is we'll go ahead and leave the vacuum advance in. We're going to go ahead and leave the 12 degrees initial, and then we're going to rev the engine up to like 3 grand, and Zishan's going to push that top arrow until the line comes back to 0. So here we go. Let's start it. Zero's in the middle of that beat, so back it up a couple. So I actually took it up to 4 grand. You can see on the screen. By the way, I forgot to tell you about this, you guys. This timing light has a really nice tachometer in it. It works really well. At about 4 grand, Zishan dialed in 50 degrees to get it to 0. So that's 12 initial, 19 vacuum that took us to 31, and we got another 19 degrees of mechanical advancing the timing. So remember, the whole purpose of having all this timing is that at high RPM, we have to give the spark time to ignite the air and fuel. Now, just really quick, let's just remember to talk about computerized cars. We don't have distributors. We don't have vacuum advance or mechanical advance. What we have is computer sensors giving information to the PCM, and then that PCM is going ahead and setting the ignition timing. Okay, so we call the initial or base timing vacuum advance, mechanical advance, and that 50 degrees is what we call total advance.